Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wedding Wednesdays. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Monica.
And we are Extraordinary Elevations. And today we wanted to talk about our elevated wedding talk that we did last Thursday at Third Space Coffee. We had a great turnout, and we wanted to go over some things that we covered that day, but the new trends that are in for 2023 and 2024.
We figured these were pretty important to put out, especially for women getting married this year and men that are getting married this year and maybe looking at 2024, like what's in, what can I do? If you're fumbling around for ideas or themes, these things are on your A-list. So we're going to jump right into them.
The first one is one of my favorites. It's the blue hues.
The blue hues. Blue is the new pink. So the pink trend that used to be there, and pinks are in, soft pinks, blush pinks, all those kind of pinks is now blue. So I think it's a really awesome thing.
It is. And it seems that trends come back every 20 years. And I got married in 2000 and my color was periwinkle. So that light blue, almost like purpley blue, like a light blue, that was the thing. So that is back in style now.
Absolutely. And you know, the thing about blue being in the weddings is if you need that something blue, you don't have to look very far. It's all over.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The next one is kind of cool because it's been in the news media here for a while now, and that is sheer fabrics. I know we've seen some news information out there about women who are wearing these trendy sheer fabrics, and they're see-through, and oh my gosh, and how, you know, but it is a trend. And, you know, I personally really like it.
Me too.
It's beautiful. They're putting...
elegant.
It's a sheer fabric, kind of like what I'm wearing here with the negligee or a lace top that's underneath that is classy. If worn right, they can look very classy.
Yes.
Some of them are a little out there, I will admit that. But for the most part, if you are doing that tease kind of look, it is really, really cute.
Done right can be very pretty and elegant.
Yes, absolutely. So sheer fabrics, if you're daring enough and want to walk that way to that trend, it's absolutely in for the 2023 year.
So another daring look is the asymmetrical necklines, and this is one of my favorites. I love it.
I'm not a big fan of the asymmetrical necklines.
Go figure.
They throw me off, and you know, it's where they have the high symmetrical side on this side that's kind of like that triangles, the modern themed kind of look. But maybe this shoulder is bare and it's off the shoulder. So it's not symmetrical, which totally messes with my OCD. And it's just not something I'm really thrilled about, but to each their own.
So that's the best part of Extraordinary Elevations, because we are so different. Our taste and our vibe, everything about the two of us are so different. And that's why we work so well together. But when you come to Extraordinary Elevations, you get both of us. So you get a mix of both of our styles. So that's a plus, because you go most places and you get one planner. At Extraordinary Elevations, you get two and a whole team behind us.
That's right. Because we are really big about working together and just making sure that our clients' expectations turn out as extraordinary as we want them to be.
Absolutely. So we have a whole team of, I think we're almost up to like 35 professionals now behind us. Yeah. So that's what you get when you come to Extraordinary Elevations. Anyways, off topic. Oh, the mock necks.
Oh my God. Remember these in the 70s and 80s? You'd have that mock turtleneck underneath your shirt and everything, because you'd get so hot in the wintertime. You'd have these huge sweaters and then this little mock neck.
But that's not the mock neck that this is referring to.
It is not.
This is the lace up the dramatic lace from like
the 1700s.
Yes. Those just really elegant, classy, back in the 1700s, they had to be covered up. No one could see them until their wedding night. And so that trend is definitely back. And I love the mock necks. They are so pretty.
Very lacy and just really pretty with a lot of the other trends and colors that are coming into play this 2023. Amazing.
This just looks very classic and classy and feminine.
Yes. And on the opposite side of that, and it still does look feminine, but what's really big right now is heirloom separates.
Yes.
And these are huge for like the modern weddings, or maybe the more mature woman who is looking for a more, mature look. These are very, very, very big.
But these are not separates like you would think. So when you first hear separates, you think of the trend of the ball gown bottom and the separate top, and that's not what this is. This is more of a modern business suit, a separate business suit, a blazer and trousers. Yes, there you go. Thank you.
The really cool thing about the heirloom separates, can't talk, sorry, heirloom separates, is they're really classic for a second wedding or a third wedding, whatever wedding you're on. I mean, it happens, but they're very, very classy for those types of weddings. And it could be a very casual affair, but you can still look amazing in an heirloom separate.
Absolutely.
Oh, the next one is really, really neat because it brings in a whole new, actually the next two that we're going to talk to kind of tie in together, and that's the party minis and the elaborate ball gowns. Both of these trends are huge. I think for the actual wedding ceremony, people are doing these, really elaborate ball gowns, and they're coming in all kinds of colors. But then you switch over to your party
mini. Oh my gosh, I love this because you can't move in a ball gown. I regret not having a dress for my wedding or for my reception because the bottom of my dress got stepped on. It was just a nightmare. I wish that I had a small dress, something a little more fun for the reception, something you can move in.
Yeah. Absolutely. So these are two big trends that kind of tie in together. So if you're wanting that wow factor in your wedding where, you're coming out and you're in white, you're in yellow, you're in red, green, whatever color you decide to go.
Black is now the new wedding dress trend. Believe it or not. And I love this. I love it when brides walk down the aisle in white and show up at their reception in black. I think it's so classy.
The black party mini cocktail dress, and oh my
absolutely.
Gosh, that is really neat because it shows it's just a fun time, and it is your wedding, and you shouldn't be closed in with just one dress, one attire. It is your wedding. You should have your moment in your wedding dress, take your pictures, you're beautiful, you're in this elaborate ball gown, but then it's time to take all that off and have fun.
Absolutely.
Celebrate with the people that you're with, and there's no better way to do that than to be comfortable in your own shoes and your dress.
Absolutely.
And so absolutely, it's an awesome trend to be out there right now. And our last two are actually kind of coinciding together as well, and those are the return of mini bows and oversized floral motifs. And what we mean by those is lots of bows. They're very feminine. They can suit a lot of different situations and a lot of different women. Not everyone is jumping on board for this trend. I know.
This is not my favorite at all.
I know Amelia's not a big fan of the bows.
No.
But I put my daughter in bows growing up all the time. So there are moms out there that are just like, oh, bows on my little girl, and they are making a big comeback. The other one that isn't so, big is the oversized floral motifs. And that is, like larger floral prints on the dresses. And it doesn't have to be a color. It can be a lace, it can be a design in the fabric itself, kind of like what I'm wearing here. It has, a design pattern on it, but this is more of a floral, and it really accentuates a dress to walk in a beautiful white dress with lace overlay, that even the sheer fabric in these huge floral patterns. And it is absolutely beautiful.
I love.
So these are a lot of the different stylistic wedding trends that are coming in 2023 and are happening now. But now we're going to kind of turn it and talk a little bit about the themes and the overall colors of the presentation of your entire ceremony and reception. And the first one on the talk is the rustic green and the beige neutral wedding. And this one is number one. It is out there.
I love this one. Green is my favorite color, so I'm huge. In love with this.
It's a very natural blend of colors with one single color that pops, and that is the emerald green. And it really suits the tone of a rustic wedding because it pulls together the colors of nature. It's a very open color, and it is kind of traditional because you have that, you have your accent colors and you have that one color that really pops and brings everything together. This one is typical, but it's more specific to a rustic wedding. And still beautiful to use in any situation. And you can kind of turn the theme around, but I really think it suits rustic the best.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, I love this. This is the chic and the romantic. These are your neutral colors. And I know this is not your favorite because you think that the bride gets lost in it. But I absolutely love this. This is your blush pinks, your rose gold, all of your neutral colors. And I think it just is so classic and classy, and I love it.
I find it very feminine. And as long as the groom is okay with wearing that blush pink, which, men can wear pink too.
Yes.
It is a nice color palette, but it's not what I vibe towards. It's
I
very
think this
light.
would be so pretty with the groom in like a gray tux.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really pretty.
Absolutely.
Or navy. Navy would be great with that one.
It
also,
would be.
Which is the next trend.
Yes, the classic navy vintage traditional wedding. And this one is my personal favorite, honestly, because it's just such a blend of color. And navy is a color that goes with everything. It's just the perfect color. And I'm not a blue
dark
fan.
for me.
Is it?
Yeah, which is funny because everything black, but navy would be too dark for me for a wedding.
Navy is
personally.
I think how they blended these color of dresses would be so amazing on a bride's team. You have
so it
your
brings back to the blue hues.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from light to dark. We're gonna put all these slides up so you'll be able to see them as well. It does look very pretty and classic together.
Yes.
It just is very dark for me.
Yep, it is, but it is a beautiful color. I do like it.
Right.
And I think this one is probably your favorite.
It is my favorite. The new trend is the rust orange. Well, I should say this is my favorite paired with neutral colors or the rose gold, and this is your pop of color is the rust orange. The new trend right now is rust orange and forest green, which I am not a fan of. Green is my favorite color, and but those together would just not be my favorite. If I was going to do a wedding right now for myself, I would do rust orange with the rose gold, but definitely not the green, which is the trend.
I would put the cream in there, honestly. The cream is a very nice mixture to bring that rose gold that you're talking about,
yes.
and then that orange, that rust orange color. And I think that gives it a nice palette to work with because
absolutely.
You can have this in the fall, you can have it pre-fall, even towards the end, August, September, October, all of those. And if the wedding is held in late fall, it's still a really nice blend of colors, especially if the trees are cooperating with you,
right,
for an outdoor wedding.
Actually, you could incorporate really any color into the rust orange and do this at any time of year.
I do kind of agree with you. I think that the green, the forest green with that, it kind of creates an off pop. I don't really like I like this color palette here that was that put together. And of course, for extraordinary elevations, we have a love of purple. And this one is our Sweet Serendipity Garden Weddings in shades of purple. And this, I love this. I think it's a very dark color, but with a beautiful white or an off-white color, this really stands out.
Yes.
Using a multitude shades of purple, you have your lavenders or your lilac or and dark plum color. Yes. I mean, it's just really beautiful. And the cupcakes that they have on this screen, look at those. I mean, those are so pretty. They look like ice cream, like berry ice cream.
Yes, they do.
And I just think those are adorable.
It's so pretty.
It is. I really do. And the stationery and printing that they use for these is just extraordinary. It's really, really classy. I love that purple hue in there. Very regal.
Oh, the metallics. Oh, they're so pretty.
I really like this one. I love the way that they can incorporate that chrome look, because when they put the lights out, it just makes everything really shiny and sparkly, and it's just a really awesome color palette, especially when you're using all different colors of metals.
Right, yeah, you can definitely incorporate the classic gold, the white gold, and rose gold all together, all three of them. Back when we were teenagers, it was a fashion no-no to mix metals, and now it's the thing to mix metals.
I do.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
I love it when they use that rose gold, because it really just puts in a pop, and you have that next to the silver or even a white gold, and it's so beautiful. And these colors, these metallic colors, really can be used with any other color that's out there, and you have that potential to incorporate that metallic sheen onto it as well. So it's really neat. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I think this one is probably my favorite, and that was because my wedding was boho, but this is the elevated boho wedding style, and I think boho for me is just very simplistic and comfortable and natural, and I love this color palette because this color palette just has that beautiful yellow gold color that just really pops.
Yeah, it really reminds me of Kate Hudson in that movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, yes.
She was so pretty in that yellow color, and that it was just silky and simplistic, and her dress was so pretty in that color.
It was definitely a boho style, but very, just simplistic and sophisticated at the same time.
Yes.
And the overall palette in this one really is warm. It really is. I like the way that it, blends and brings in all these natural, happy colors.
It's very cheerful.
Mm-hmm. It truly is. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, this one's yours.
Oh, yeah, the Winter Wonderland. I love this. We've been talking a lot lately about wedding season, and I don't believe in Colorado there is a wedding season anymore, because a big trend now is the Winter Wonderland weddings. The outdoors tend to be more simplistic, not a lot of decoration. The scenery really sets the tone, and it is beautiful in pictures.
Oh, I really like how in this picture they are wearing those fur shawls. I think that is so old world sophisticated, and I love it. I love that classy touch of, especially if they're wearing those muffs too on the hands and stuff. Oh, I love it.
Yes.
It's beautiful. And
yeah, the sophistication is just incredible.
The things they can do with cakes now too, the way that they, the naked cakes, or just the hint of color on a cake is just absolutely phenomenal. I think this is a really popular color right now for Colorado, just simply because we've had so many winter wonderland weddings, and this color is just one that really works here.
I love the periwinkle again.
It is a beautiful color. Okay.
All right.
Last one. This last one is really kind of interesting, honestly, and it is a chic, moody wedding color for fall and winter. And I personally think that this is a very intense color palette, and it is definitely one that you have to be in a Halloween mood. You need to be that moody, chic kind of vibe.
This color is a vibe. Yes, exactly. This is a vibe in its own.
It is. You would not just want to have this if you were trying to create a light, natural wedding. This is not a palette that you would want to go to in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It is very deep. It's very intense, but it can be absolutely stunning.
Yes.
I mean, the dress colors that you could use in this is the kind of wedding where you would see a bride in black.
Yes, absolutely. Or green.
Or green, like Laura. I have done a wedding similar to this before, and you did help me on it, and it turned out amazing.
Yes, this was before we were Extraordinary Elevations.
Yes, and it was a wedding that, we really had to work with the color palette that our clients wanted. She wanted this beautiful big ball gown that was green, like a metallic shimmery green, and he had the traditional Hispanic serape colors, so there was reds, purples, blues, yellows, and then they had sugar skulls on top of that. So it was a very interesting
Halloween themed.
Yes, and we pulled it off, and she was she cried. She loved it. She was so happy. And you know, I'm just glad that we were able to pull all that together, because this is one of the more difficult palettes that you have to work with, especially when it's so specifically themed in these darker, moody colors.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And didn't we pull this off in 3 weeks?
Yes.
Yes. And this is one that we did in a very short amount of time.
I think we had roughly about a month. I think they came to us a month ahead.
It turned out phenomenal.
It did. It really was amazing.
It was a fun one. Yeah.
It was fun. Oh, so you guys, we have been so excited to present this to you guys, and we were super excited to have the showing that we did and the questions that we were asked. You know, if you weren't able to be there and make it, please feel free to leave your comments and questions down below, and we will answer and get back to you as soon as possible. If we don't know the answer, we will find it for you. And
or if you were there and you have other questions that you thought, oh, I wish I would have asked them that, you can comment or message us and we will get back to you.
Yes, absolutely. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, please give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. We're on all of those.
Everything.
So thank you so much for supporting us in our small business. I'm Monica.
I'm Amelia.
And together we are
Extraordinary Elevations.
And this has been Wedding Wednesday. We'll catch you guys next Wednesday.
Elevating life, experiences, and above all love in extraordinary ways.